Right, what is up YouTube? Hang on, let me just wipe this lens. It's dirty. No gameplay today, this is just more of a waffle, little update, so feel free to turn off now if you don't like the idle chit chat. I'm just going to go through each machine, roughly how long it's been in here, what I've done to it. Just give you a friggin' chat. I had a good clean up yesterday to try and get a bit of love back for it, because this has been a mess for ages and it just totally and utterly put me off doing anything. I couldn't even get round here. The Elvis sign, which I actually sold, and I'd moaned that the light stopped working after a day, so I just gave him his money back. The parts. Start with the parts, look. No hating on the Crocs. Comfy. So many reels. I've got a garage as well with a load of machines in, and that's got so many parts. I moved a load of parts and stuff around. So when I had this room built, it sort of like wraps around my bar. It goes around the back of my bar, and I could have just had it coming across all the way across there, and that would have just been a blank space. So behind there would have just been a part of my garden with a fence and nothing. I said to the guy, can you add it on? Yeah, no problem. So that's what he did. And when I had it plastered, that's from that arcade in Grimsby, I salvaged that. Yeah, we'll not talk about that because it still winds me up. When I had it plastered, I asked him to put a bit of a false wall in, so if I put machines against there, you can't even see there's anything behind there. So that was the thought process behind that. So let's go through the machines. Barcode is fully working, belongs to a friend of mine, which you'll find is the common theme in here. Yeah, so it was bought ages ago. Before, let's say I picked it up, showed him it, yeah, I want that, add it to the list, I can repair it as and when I want, it can stay here, blah blah blah. So anyway, so that's one that had a new board in it. That's not new, a fully repaired board, updated coin mech. That came from really close, Cleethorpes actually, which is only 30 minutes from me. What did I get? I got that. I got a Monopoly, green original Monopoly, but it was cut to BWB, and a Epoch, if I remember rightly. The Epoch ended up going to an arcade. The Monopoly I've still got. It's in a different storage place in Scunthorpe. Chain Reaction, same guy who owns that. Again, I'm trying to think where it got. I didn't buy it or pick it up initially. My mate who do bits and bobs with, that came from him. So at some point I'll have picked it up and brought it to my house and done a bit of work, blah blah blah. Keep on Running is my friend who collects Ace. This is not an Ace machine, it is an Ace cab, same tech, but it's a rebuild. Can't remember who made it. I've done a video on it. Can't remember who makes it. Anyway, the idea was, I think he's going to end up eventually putting, it works, played it a few times, I think he's going to end up putting different glasses in it and turning it into a proper Ace machine. We've got Beer Guide. Me and my mate, we bought a full collection off a lad a year or so ago, might even be 2 years. I had all 4 Simpsons, including the M1. There was a roller coaster, can't remember what else. Anyway, I've had it working. Then I robbed the Epoch board out of it for other stuff. I have got another board to put in it, but it's buried, and I can't be asked to freaking pull it out. It's getting hard. There's a roller coaster. The artwork's absolutely terrible. It came from a bloody hell. It came from basically a mansion. I got 5 machines off him. That, Maverick in the same cabinet, Big Bucks in the same cabinet. Fight Night, which was absolutely knackered, and Andy Clubber, which ended up stripping. There's a few others, and he was telling me the story that he used to have when he was a kid in the 90s. So in these grounds, this was like a huge estate house, great big metal gates to go through, and when you went through, we got took to this garage, which was like a 5 or 6 car garage. There was 2 Aston Martins in there, a Range Rover, all private plates for like 1, 2 and 3 and then somewhat along the lines. I might be a little bit out, but that's basically it. And then there was these 5 machines stood there, as well as an arcade machine. So yes, got them off him. Next to this garage was a huge, like, it looked like a brick cottage. So that's a lovely house. I went, oh no, that's not a house. That was mine and my brother's games room when we were growing up. So we used to have like 20 odd fruit machines in here, and arcade machines. Thought, wow. How the other half live, eh? So these are going to be difficult to show you. What's that? Can't remember where it come from. I've been thinking about it. I'm sure I put a board in it. Big Banker came from Italy. That was a couple of years ago. I had a quick play with it. I think the ROMs might be corrupt, and then it's just sat there ever since. Roller coaster I bought off eBay. Actually came off Ashby Gaming, and a friend of mine picked it up for me. And then I ended up, we said, "Oh, wait till you're somewhere near me." And he went, "Oh, I'm in Doncaster tomorrow." I think it's something along these lines. And I drove to Doncaster and we swapped it from his van to my van. Anyone from in and around Scunthorpe, Doncaster area, if you used to go to fairs in the 90s, and like me, you remember Dows's Fair, they're still on the go now. They live in Doncaster, in like a gated area where they live in their like caravans, whatever it is. Yeah, caravans, RVs, whatever. If you went to the fair in the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, and you played Adders and Ladders at Dows's Fair, it's that one. Dell's Millions come from my mates. I think it came from Blackpool 2 or 3 years ago. Slight story behind it. I had the reels out. The machine was in my summer house. The reels were out in a box. One of my old cats, bless him, is gone now. I went into the summer house. The cat was in the box. I scared him. He jumped out. Didn't think no to it. Looked in the box later and he smashed 2 of the reels because they were crumbly. So they're poorly taped back together. Doctor Who. Right, which one's which? Because there's 2. One of them came from Southend, my good mate Chris the Fletch. This one came from Middlesbrough. The story behind it is the guy bought it 7-8 years ago off Mr. P's arcade. He drove from Middlesbrough all the way down to Kent or Bognor, wherever it was, played it, put it in his car, took it home, and it stopped working when he got home. And the long story is, it was in his house for 6 or 7 years, never actually played it because it wasn't working. And then one night, these have glass perspex. One night he was pissed off and had a few drinks, threw a Budweiser bottle at it, put a hole in here. Don't know at what point of him moaning it he did it, but anyway, I ended up with a machine. I changed the top perspex. These are on a hinge with clips inside on a spring. I was inside, put the clips, thought that's a bit tight, got it shut, didn't think no to it. Grabbed the machine, as I twisted it, it had a crack. Basically, I'd trapped the panel against the glass, and then as I'd moved it, I shattered it. So it's had a different top glass and a different bottom glass, so it's had a bit of a freaking poor life. Boards up there to put in it, boards up there to put in that one. Sunday Sport belongs to my friend, totally his machine. I just wanted to borrow it and play it. Coronation Street I got a year or so ago from my bar, really good actually. With it being 90s, the questions are not too hard, but it went blind. I'll just buy a converter and put a PC monitor in it. No, it's no dramas. Just the hardest thing is will be making sure it's the right size, so you're not missing loads of shit on the side. But I robbed a couple of parts out of it a while ago for something else, so it's, yeah, work in progress. Monopoly original, that came from Italy. That's fully working. That belongs to someone else. I'm going to move a few over to his unit. He's got a unit here in Scunthorpe. This makes it easier for me. I can work on them as and when I want, and then they go into his unit, and he can get them as and when it suits him. Fruit Explosion, I can't remember what the crap with that is. There was 2 in it at one point, there's been parts robbed out of it. Monopoly Deluxe, again, that belongs to someone else now. Again, it's fully working, that will get moved shortly as well. I picked that up from about an hour away. There was that, a couple of epochs, can't remember what else they were. I think I paid about 200 quid, and when I got there the guy said, oh, this has caused loads of trouble, this machine has. Like, why? He said, oh, telling me that it's worth this and it's worth that. And he showed me the messages, and some of the people what sending messages were people that I actually talked to. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, we're mates, we went out for a drink, I can't believe they've done it. The people I've just talked to in general chit chat. So I still feel it's a bit naughty, but anyway, people do it. It is a part of the community. You just got to accept it. Tutti Frutti came from Scunthorpe, actually, where I live, about 2 minutes from my house. And that's not an elderly woman, she was in her late 50s, early 60s, I think. Been in a shed for ages, she loved playing it, she talked about it a lot, just stopped working. I got it actually working yesterday, just tried to chuck the board in it. A couple of the buttons didn't work, so it's either going to be the percentage board key or even a fault with the board. We'll see. Chuck another board in it and see how it reacts. Cut final, did a video of that recently. Don't belong to me, it belongs to my mate. So just borrow to play. Luxor recently in from l'Italie. Complete, but I have removed the reels, both reels, because we got another one and that's not complete, so we're trying to do some like scans of the reels to make new reels, if that makes sense. Andy Great Escape, Crest. Some of these actually, this is from Italy as well. Some of these actually turned on and played from Italy. I couldn't believe it. We've never had that before. Andy Original, I think that worked. Yeah, that worked. Another Andy. Well, I say an original. Oh, it's not original. It's 10. It should be 6, but it's properly cut. I mean, cut. It's not someone scraped it off and chucked that in. So it's started its life as 10 by the looks of it, and can easily go back on 6. Big wheel. I can't remember where that came from, but it's got. Oh, it come off eBay, I think. It's a front opener. What opener? I can't be asked. Front opener. It's got an issue at the minute. I think it's got the wrong ROMs in it. With being a front opener, it's got a hopper in it. And I've got a feeling, I don't know for definite, but I've got a feeling that hopper JPMs need a different ROM. I might be wrong. There's 3 small boards to do with the payout. I've swapped 2 of them and it's still doing the issue. So I'm trying to source ROMs which I think will be hopper. May sort it, may not. Red Arrow, it's missing a board inside. It came with about, I think we bought 7 or 8 machines off a guy. Wanted to just offload a few. Can't remember what else we got. Cash Attack, the original. Caesar's Palace. There was can't remember the one, bloody hell, in the same cabinet as Arcadia, that were it. There was a blackjack, super blackjack, similar cabinet to this but a bit taller. This came all the way from Portsmouth. It came with what in my bar, which is Sphinx. Also came with an old Ace machine which I sold to a guy, which was good because we then became friends. We've done further deals down the line because I didn't even know who he was at the point, and he's a serious collector, so that was nice. What else come with it? Super Jesters, I think it was, which has gone recently. Rebuild Vegas 6, if I remember rightly. That come off a lad called Martin Leach, who used to collect Vogues. Nice lad. I need to message him really, because I ain't heard out from him in a long while. Since he sold his collection, I didn't really comment a great deal. Tic Tac Trivia. That is a 70s quiz machine. Jesus Christ, on a bike. Some of the questions and the genres are just ridiculous. I remember one of the genres being like female Russian shot putters, and you're like, what? I mean, who knows shit like that? But the thing was, it was for sale by a company on eBay, and I could see in the background there was loads of machines, majority of them, you know, newer stuff, you know, what they've been citing in pubs and stuff, and I could just make out one or two odd older stuff. So I thought, right, I'll just bid on it. If I win it, you get to go. And I mean, sometimes these frigging work out. Like I had the decals one recently where I ended up with absolutely loads of stuff. So I ended up going, I got that, I got loads of boards, loads of power supplies, loads of stuff, so it was well worth buying. That actually came, yeah, same person as the red arrows. It goes on £1,000 jackpot, that, so I'm going to do it at some point. What's this? Motorway Mania. I picked that up from York. It was two little shops next to each other, really old guy. One was an old motorbike shop. You could tell had been shut for years, and it still had motorbikes in there and tools, you know, like a time capsule. And it had that in there, and it had a 60s Ace electromechanical machine. I had to buy them both. I asked him if I could send I didn't take no cash from me, because I thought my mate, my buy and sell reviews, he's like, yeah, I'll just send in the money when you get there. No, I'm not accepting a bank transfer. Put them back. You're not having them type thing. In the end, I ended up having to walk to the nearest bank and sorted the cash out. Big breakfast. That's another one. It's fully working. I just need to put an updated mech in it, and that can go to the guy's storage as well. Cops and rubbers I bought off eBay. I think I paid about 100 quid for it off eBay. I have had it working. I have done a video of it, but I ended up stealing the freaking Scorpion 1 board out. No, did I? I needed the sound card, if I remember rightly, because some Scorpion ones don't. Some Scorpion ones just have a game card and the sound's done on the board. Some the sound's done on the game card. I think it's to do with like stereo and like a better sound. I don't know. So I think I nicked the sound card, because the sound card was, I think, the same one in that, and that one was faulty. But I've since got another one. I've got a few Scorpion 1 boards, but most of which the sound doesn't work. So, but I suppose I could try it with a sound card. It might not need to work on the board. I don't know. There's a pyramid which I've just done the video on. Like I said, that come from Portsmouth. No, it didn't. I'm lying. The Sphinx came from Portsmouth. The pyramid came from a guy I did a swap with. So he wanted a certain machine. I knew he had this. And to be fair to him, well, he wasn't actively searching the swap. He just said, this is the machine I want, and it's a machine I'd be willing to swap for. It took me over a year to find the machine for him. So anyway, that's that. He got the machine, his holy grail. I got the pyramid. What's in here? Sinbad. That needs to go to storage. So that came up on eBay ages ago, and it was like a buy it now of X amount. I can't remember what it was. So it literally instantly buy it now, paid it, picked it up within a frigging hour or two. You know, before people could start messaging, oh, I'll buy it, I'll give you miles more. So got it working, updated. It got sold to a guy. It's ended up coming back to us. And we had 2 or 3 people wanting it. It's a brilliant game, to be honest. So that's, you know, there wasn't a shortage of people wanting it, so it was literally sold before it even come back. But I wanted to do another video of it. And then there's these 2. They came from a showman in Nottingham. I was at a bike show last year on my old VFR, which I sold, which I regret selling. It came up on Marketplace. It's just a list of a load of machines. Wow, Jesus, what's going on here? Messaged the guy. Yeah, it's apparent real early on he was a showman, which is no problem. I've been to several of them. So I arranged to go the next morning early. He had a couple of other machines that I wanted as well. And then he said, I've also got another trailer full of machines. Like, wow. Drove to Nottingham, onto the site. You know, you can't just drive into some sites. Someone had to come and escort me in type thing. went to this, he had a lorry trailer, and in there was, oh, I think one or two of these was outside. You notice one's a bit shorter than the other, because the bottom was all smashed off and wet. So I've ended up, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I did about dragging it out, but I've added wood to it and added a base to it. It's lost a bit of height, but it's gained some stability. So yeah, there was these two straight away. There was another guy there, bless him. He watches my videos. I felt bad because I said, "Oh yeah, I'll have them," and this guy, "Oh yeah, I was." Anyway, I paid more than what the lad was offering, and we spoke, and he was like, "Oh, I was only sort of like half-hearted anyway," and we spoke since, and he said, "Oh, he's going to come up to my house and have a play on some machines." But to be honest, a lot of them don't work, or they're not set out. It's not set out as a games room. They're set out more just to work on. Eventually, it will. So yeah, I bought these two, and then there was a couple of others that I wanted. One in particular, a machine called Trick or Treat, and I wasn't paying stupid money for it. I wanted similar kind of money what I paid for these. And as I was speaking to him, his phone rang, and he was like, "Oh yeah, still got that, yeah, oh yeah, that's it." He come off the phone, and he said, "Oh, this one, what you want?" Someone's just offered me. I'm not going to say the figure. It was a lot more than what I was willing to pay for it. So I just said, "Yeah, that's no problem." So didn't get it. So anyway, so that's that. So 21 minutes. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit different, isn't it? Like I said, no gameplay. One day I will have it set out as a games room and actually play on some, but I have the ones in the bar to play on, and to be honest, I don't really play them that much. I've not really fixed a lot recently as well. Just, I don't know, the room was a frigging mess. Holidays, dog, frigging, just not really felt like it, to be honest. So yeah, that's it. There's no, there's no how much is this, how much is that. Don't sell anything, as you know. You're not allowed to sell stuff due to the gambling commission. So some just disappear out of here and others just appear. So that's generally what happens. So yeah, so that's that. A little tour. No doubt in 6 months' time. I mean, there's a few what's been in here a while. That's been in here bloody since almost I built the room. So well over a year. That barcode's been in here a long while. The handicap's been in here a long while. In fact, a few of them have. A couple what are really recent was the bar crest. There is another 7 or 8 bar crest in the garage. I've got a garage. If I knew how to edit and add videos on, I would do it. I basically end it. The only editing I do is I pause it and then put it back on when I need to, and that's about it. If I knew how to edit, I would drive down to. I need to go to the garage. I haven't been there for a while. I think there's a part there that I need. I would edit it on and show you them as well. But tell you what, I'm going to drive down there anyway, so I'll do a separate little video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it's not too boring. Like I said, some people like listening to stories. I could have gone into more depth in a couple of them, but the video's pissing long as it is. Over and out.